Hello, dear students. How are you? I hope you are doing very well. And today, again, I am here to explain the classical genetics. So we know that genetics it's a part of biology in which it talks about or it explains the process of passing informations or characteristics, or we can say of passing traits from parent to their offsprings, okay, to offsprings. And we know that Gregor Mendel is regarded as a father of genetics because he did many experiments on the pea plant, and he put laws like the law of dominance, law of segregation, law of independent assortment. Today we will today I will start by solving the questions, ACT questions that we have in this chapter, and I will teach you how to solve the question that we have in this chapter. And now let's start with the first question, in which it says a hybrid red flower. So it means when we say hybrid, what does it mean? It means heterozygous. Heterozygous, okay? Or it means we have one dominant and one recessive allele, or we can say we have one capital letter and one small letter. When it's crossed with a white flower, we know that white color is a recessive, so the genotype of the white flower is R small, or we can say R recessive and R recessive. Both of them they are small. So now we have a plant, okay? The red one, it's heterozygous, it's R capital R small, crossed with a white flower in which it is R small, R small. When we are doing the cross, we have to draw a Punnett square. So we will write the alleles of the red flower here, R capital R small, and we will write the letters or the alleles of the white flower here. So now we have to cross it. How we will doing the crossing process? So we will multiply this R small with that one, then with that one, okay? So R small multiplied by R capital, it will be R capital R small. Then the second one in which we have R small with R small, in which it will be R small, R small. Then we will come to the second allele. I want to change the color, okay? So now I will multiply this one with R capital and then with the R small. So during the multiplication it will be R capital R small and R small, R small. So now let us come to these are the genotypes that we have. Okay, now let us come to the color of the flowers or the phenotypes. Okay, the letters that we are seeing, these are the genotype, okay, in which it is heterozygous, and the phenotype it will be red. Here the genotype is homozygous recessive. Why we call it homozygous? Because both alleles they are the same. Both of them they are recessive, or both of them they are small. So we call it homozygous. And the type of it is recessive. This is the genotype. What about the phenotype? The phenotype of the flower it will be white. Okay. The third one, here it is the genotype, it is heterozygous, okay, and the phenotype it will be red. The fourth one and the last one, the genotype again it is homozygous recessive, okay, and the phenotype is a white flower. So this is white. Now let us read the question. It says, what percentage of the offsprings will be red? So now we have 4 flowers, okay. The percentage of them in which it will be red, it is, as we can see, half of them, okay. As we see, we have 2 reds and 2 whites, so 50% of the flowers will be red. So the answer for the question will be C, or we can say the 50% of the flowers will be red. If the question asks what the percentage of the offspring will be white in case, so again half of the flowers will be white. As we can see, we have 2 red and 2 white, so half of it will be white colored flower. Now let us move to the second question. So question 2, the second question we have, a red flower is crossed with a white flower and all of the springs are pink. So this is a case in which we have in genetics or in the law of inheritance. Okay, we have a type of flower in which we call it 4 o'clock plant. It is a Japanese flower. Okay, when we cross a red flower, okay, with a white flower, the offsprings will be pink. So it will be a color, it is like between the red and the white, okay, or the phenotype of this flower, it will be neither red neither white, it will be something between them. For example, when we have a black color, okay, and a white color, when we cross it will be gray, okay. So this is a case and this is a case. In which case this happens, this is incomplete dominance, okay. From its name, it's not complete, it's not completely white, it's not completely red, it's incomplete for both of them. It's not red, it's not white, it's something, it's a phenotype between these two colors, which it is pink, okay. So in case of incomplete dominance, okay, the flower or the phenotype will be neither red nor white. We know, for our information, we know dominance, it's different segregation in the first law of Mendel, in which it says the alleles are separating from each other during the gamete formation. Law of independent assortment, this is another law of Mendel, in which it says the genes or the alleles, when they are separating, they are independent of each other. For example, eye color is independent of skin color, how they are separating. Codominance, it is like the opposite of incomplete dominance. In the case of codominance, the flower will be, some parts of the flower it will be red and some parts it will be white, okay. This is called codominance. Co, it means in biology, it means together, okay. So the flower, it will contain two, both colors, red and white, okay, if it is in the case of codominance. But in case of incomplete dominance, it will be the color between red and white, between black and white, okay, in which it is gray color. So this is the second question. I hope it's clear. And now let us move to the third question, in which we have, it says, which of the following crosses best demonstrate the law of segregation? We know that the law of segregation, It's one of the laws of the Mendel, in which it said the alleles are separating during the process of meiosis or during the process of gamete formation. In another way, during the formation of sperm and egg. So, which of the following best demonstrate the law of segregation? As we can see, this is homozygous and this is homozygous. This one again. Here, one of them is heterozygous, this one is homozygous. But in case of D, it's both heterozygous and heterozygous. So when we are doing the Punnett square for it, as we can see, we are separating the alleles. It's the case in which it's most likely the alleles will be separated from each other. Okay, so the answer for the question that demonstrate the law of segregation, in which it's a law, it says the alleles are separating during the gamete formation. For example, this is these alleles for a phenotype. Okay, they are separating one from the father. It comes into the during gamete formation, and one of them here it will be separated during the gamete formation. Okay, so they will be randomly separated from each other. Okay, so the answer for the question is D. In case of E, both they are homozygous, so we cannot see any change in the offspring. The same offspring will be formed. So this is the third question. I hope it's clear. And now let us move to the fourth question. It says, if two pink Japanese fall o'clock plant, the plant that I said before, in which their genotypes are RW are crossed. Okay, what are the chance that an offspring will be pink? So we said that the Japanese 4 o'clock flower, it is the case of incomplete dominance. It comes when a red colored flower crossed with a white colored flower. Okay, so when we have two Japanese pink, so it will be RW crossed with RW. Both of them, they are pink colored flowers. When we are doing the crossing process, we have to make a Punnett square. Okay, this is for the first flower and this is for the second flower. Now let us cross them. Let me change the color of the pen that I am using. Let me choose this one. Okay, so when we are doing the cross, we have to multiply this allele by these two, so it will be R capital. So this one it will be RW. Okay, now let us cross the second allele by these two alleles. Okay, it will be RW and WW. So these are the genotypes that we have for the offsprings. Now let us see the phenotypes of it. Okay, now let us write the phenotype of them, and then we can find the answer for the question. For this one, as we can see, it is the flower, it will be red because we have two alleles in which they are giving red color. For this one, the color of the flower, it will be white because we have two W, okay, two white alleles, while two of the flowers will be pink. Sorry. So sorry guys. So as I said, two of the flowers will be pink in color. Okay, so how many pinks do we have? And this one is pink. Okay, so how many pinks do we have? We have two pinks. Okay, one, two, and we have one red and one white. So the question says, what is the chance that an offspring will be pink? So the chance for being pink color, it is 50%. Okay, so as we see, each square that we have, it's about 25%. Okay, and this is 25%. So we have 25 with 25, it will be 50%. Okay, 25% it will be red, 25% it will be white, and 50% it will be pink color for the flower when we have two pink Japanese 4 o'clock flowers. Okay, so I hope it's clear, and the answer for this question is C, which it is 50%. Now let us move to the fifth question, which it is about the blood group. Okay, so the question says a couple has two children they have. Okay, one child has blood type A, so for the blood type A it will be either an allele with A and for O, okay, or it will be homozygous, both alleles will be A. This is in general case. Okay, and the other child has blood type O, so we know that O blood group is always, it's recessive. When it will be O, it should, we have two alleles for O. We are writing it in I small. Okay, it's a recessive allele, it's a recessive phenotype. What are the possible blood types of their parent? So what are the possible blood types of their parent? So these are the possible blood groups for the babies that we have. Okay, so we have to think about the blood group of the parent. So we have to say that the blood group of the parent, one of them should contain A blood group. Okay, one of them should contain, and there should be one O blood, O1, the I small. Okay, because for in order one of the babies to get this I small, it should be present in both of them. Okay, so either the second parent, it will be in this case, or it will be A blood group. Okay, this is the O blood group, or it will be A blood group. Okay, or maybe it will be B blood group. Okay, in all cases, the second parent can donate one of the O alleles or the small I in all of these conditions for one of the parents. Okay, and in the second parent maybe it will be like this. So the answers for the question that we have, it says either both type A, maybe both of them they are type A, like this A, and the second parent is A. So when we are doing the Punnett square for this one, when we are crossing it, we can find the both possibilities or the all possibilities for the babies. We will get it. Okay, or one has type A and the other has type Oh, so maybe it's okay, we can. Or one has type A and the other has type B, as I mentioned, okay, as I showed you here. So I showed you here, maybe it will be this one, okay. So let us read the other possibility. There's only one possibility: both parents have type A blood. We have more than this possibility, not only one possibility. As I mentioned, we have many possibilities, okay. So this is not, it's not this one. There's only one possibility: both parents have type O blood. This is it's not right, it's not true. For so how one of the babies it will be contains A if both parents have O? So absolutely their babies, they will be O blood group. But as we can see, one of the child has blood type A, so it's not this one, okay. There's only one possibility: one parent has type A and the other has type O. We have more than this possibility, it's not this one. It's not possible to determine from the information given. We can determine it from the first answer, in which it is A, in which it gives like most of the possibilities for the parents. So the answer for the question, it is A. In blood group, we have to know that in the both blood group, A and B are dominant over the O blood group. The O is always recessive. We should have two isomers, okay, in which they are carrying O allele. So the person will be O blood group. So this is the answer for the question 5. Now let's start with the 6th question, in which it says, which is true about the blood group? Type A is dominant. Type A is dominant over type B. This is not true, and both of them, they are dominant. So we know that we have some people that they are AB. Both of them, they are expressed in that person. So both of them, they are dominant. No one is dominant over the other, okay. So it's not true. Type B is dominant over A. This is also, it's not true. Type O is dominant over the type A and B. It's a big mistake. Type O, it is the recessive one. Type AB is dominant over both A and B. Also, this is not true. Type A and B are dominant over type O. This is the only one that's true for the blood group, or the blood type, we can say. So we have the next question. It's about hemophilia. So hemophilia is a disease, okay. It's a disease in which it's related to the clotting of the blood. For example, when we have a wound in our body, we can see that the blood will stop after 1 or 2 minutes. How this will happen? By the clotting factors and the platelet that we have in the blood, okay. But we have some people in they have deficiency in these factors, and they have a disease, we call it hemophilia, in which the blood cannot or couldn't clot, okay. So the bleeding will continue and will continue, and it is a disease in which it is sex linked, okay. We know that sex linked traits or characteristics or diseases are carried by X chromosome, okay, by the X chromosome. So the question says, a man with hemophilia. So a man with hemophilia, it will be X. This is the genotype for the male or for the man. A man with hemophilia. So the X chromosome of the man carrying the disease. Okay, I will put here 0 or a symbol that I know it's carrying, okay. marries a woman who has normal hemoglobin and is not a carrier. So the woman has a normal hemoglobin, okay, and is not a carrier. So it is like, or the woman, she is normal, okay, even she is not the carrier. We have to know that in order a woman to carry not to carry, to show a disease, both X chromosome, they should have these symbols, okay, or both X chromosome they should carry it. If it is like this one of them is carrying that allele, so the woman will be carrier. So for the sex link trait in the woman, both X chromosome they should carry this trait, okay. In case if one of them is carrying it, so it will be carrier. But in the male, it's different condition, because if we have only one X, okay, there's not a second X. In that condition, if that X is carrying it, so directly it will be appearing or showing that trait in that person. So, and now just I deleted the extra things that I wrote. Now let's scroll these two crossings that we have. So again, as our normal process, we will do the Punnett square. For the male, I will write the alleles here, X0, it means carrying that disease with Y, or I can write any symbol that I want. For the woman, here we will write the alleles here. So now let us do the crossing process, but before doing it I have to change the color, okay, so we can understand it very well. But let me change it. Okay, so when we cross it, we will cross this one with this one, it will be X0 and X. For this one again, okay, it will be X0 and X. So for the male we will cross, or for the Y allele we are crossing it with the two alleles of the female, so it will be XY and XY, okay. So now let us read the question. But before now let's read the answers that we have. But before reading them, we have to know the phenotypes of these crossings that we know. So here, the female will be carrier, just carrier of that disease, not showing any symptom or anything, just she is carrying the disease. Here again, the female, if the baby, or after crossing, if the baby is a female, then just that female, that baby will carry that disease, but not showing any symptoms, so it's not dangerous. And here we can see the male will be normal, we don't have X0, and the males will be, here the male again will be normal, okay. So now let us read the possible answer that we have. It says none of their children will have the disease, nor will they be carrier. Yes, we said, and none of the children will have the disease, they will not have. But as we can see, the girls or the females are carrying the disease, so this is not true. All the boys will have the disease. As we can see, boys are not having, they don't have that disease. All the girls will have the disease, the girls will not have the disease, just they are carrying it. so they are not showing any symptom of that disease. And this the answer, or the C, this one, it's not true. All the boys will be carrier. Here we can see in the Punnett square very clearly, in which the X are coming from the female, and the female is has normal hemoglobin, and she is not a carrier, so they will not be carrier, the boys. All the girls will be carriers, yes, I mentioned here. Okay, so the girls, because one of the X chromosomes of the girl carrying the that allele. Okay, so the answer for the question is E. I hope it's clear, guys. It's very easy. You can do the Punnett square, but before that you have to understand the question. Okay, now let us move to the next question. In question 8 we have a man. It says, if a man is colorblind. Colorblind is a genetic disease related to the vision, with the colors like the red and the green color. These people, they cannot see it very well, or they cannot differentiate it. Okay, so if a man is colorblind, so the man is colorblind, it means the XY chromosome that we have, color blindness is a sex-linked trait. Okay, it's a sex-linked, so the X chromosome of the man has that disease. Okay, and his wife is a carrier, so we will cross with her wife, she is a female, that she is carrying the one of the X chromosomes. Sorry, one of the X chromosomes has that allele. Okay, she is not expressing, just she is carrying it. Okay, so the woman, she looks like normal, and she is normal really, but one of the X chromosomes has that allele. So when we are doing the crossing process, let me draw it here. Okay, so we have the female, for the female. Okay, one of the X chromosomes carrying that allele, and this is for the male, in which male has the color blindness, while the female, she is the carrier. And now let us do the crossing process. But during the crossing process, I like to change the color, so we will cross it. Do you know how to cross it? Okay, so one of the babies, as we can see, one of the females, we can say, she will has color blindness. One of the females, just she will be carrier when we cross this one with this one. Okay, just she will be carrier because one of the X chromosomes. So if the baby will be female, there is 50 chance of the females has that disease, or the 50 chance maybe she will not has it, just she will carry it. She will be carrier. For the males, so again we cross this one with this one. So if there's a chance for the males carrying that disease, and in case we will cross this one, so the male will be normal. Okay, so now let us read the possible answers that we have. Each girl has a 50 chance of being color blind. So as we can see, each one of the girls, yes, one of the girls, or 50% 50%, we have two possibilities for the girl. So one of them, or 50 chance of the girl maybe has that disease. No girl will be colorblind. This is not true. As we can see, this one will be colorblind. Can Because girls cannot be colorblind. This is not true. All the boys will be carrier. This is also, it's not true. As we can see, one of the boys is normal and the other boy will not be carrier, but he will show the disease. He will has that disease. All the girls will be carriers. Also, this is not true. We can see one of the girls here, this one, the first one, okay, this one, she is not the carrier, and one of the girls has the disease. All children will be either a carrier or a colorblind. Also, this one, it's not true. It says all children will be either carrier. As we can see, one of the children is not a carrier or colorblind, and we can see one girl and one boy, they can be safe and they will not have that disease. So the answer for the question is A. Each girl has a 50 chance of being colorblind, because one of them will be just carrier. It's like normal case. Just she is carrying the disease, but she is not showing any symptom of it, okay, or any sign of it. While one of the girls, okay, among these two girls, one of them maybe, or not maybe, sorry, surely she will show the symptoms of that disease. So these are the 8 questions of genetics that we have. In the next video, I will start with the question 9. So I hope it's very clear for you. If it's complicated, or if you couldn't understand any one of them, please write it in the comments so I can make it clearer for you. So thank you so much for your attention. Take care and see you in the next video.